What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing another overall market update, looking at the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. How did these three main indexes move today? And we're also going to be talking about a trading update. What stocks did I buy today? What stocks did I sell? And we're also going to be looking at some other stocks and ETFs that I'm watching heading into next week. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys that want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group, and follow me on Twitter as well as on Instagram. All of those are linked down below in the description box. And if you guys want to be able to talk to me as well as a bunch of other traders and investors, I believe we have about 190 traders and investors in the Discord group chat. Make sure to get into that group chat, guys. We're talking about stocks, trading, investing, stock news, and strategies pretty much every single day, especially Monday through Friday during the market hours. So again, all of those are linked down below in the description box, and let's get started with today's video. So for those of you guys that watched my past couple of videos, we've been religiously talking about this channel that the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ has been trading in, and I've drawn it out here for you guys. And if you guys want to know how to draw out a channel, all you have to do is go here to drawings, drawing tools, and you have a bunch of these different tools. Just go to this one right here. This one says channel. You guys see that? It just popped up. Click that, and then you'll be able to do this here. So it's pretty much been playing exactly towards, the channel that we've drawn out, right? We noticed the sell-off here a couple of weeks back. It bounced here, popped up, made a lower high from the previous high, shot all the way down, made a lower low from the previous low. It popped up, and today we got the confirmation, we got the rejection at the top of this, what's it called? At the top of the channel, pretty much, right? At the resistance point. This is what we were talking about in yesterday's video. I was telling you guys, today, on Friday, it's going to be a big deciding day on where the market as a whole, where the direction of the market is headed. And now that we noticed that it got rejected here after a couple of green days, I was able to play an ETF that pretty much goes up in price when the markets are going down in price. And we're going to talk about this in a couple of minutes. But what I wanted to see, guys, is further market direction before hopping into any particular trades. Because yesterday I traded DGAS, right? We talked about this. I made about like 3.3% profit, but I haven't been getting any big movers because the market as a whole has been pretty flat over the past couple of days. Although we've had two strong green days, most of this movement came from pre-market hour gap ups, right? We noticed 2 days ago, it gapped up a ton pre-market hours, and I didn't hold anything overnight, so I wasn't really able to get a big mover this particular day, and we were flat, right? We noticed we opened up here at about 25,120, and then we closed around the same area, and then the next day, we gapped up again pre-market hours, and we were pretty much flat the entire day. And why I was able to make a good amount of money today on the ETF that we're going to be talking about is because we had a ton of intraday movement. We noticed that we opened up a little bit green, we gapped up again pre-market hours, and we're looking at the Dow Jones here, guys. And this is pretty much the same for the S&P and the NASDAQ, but I just like using the Dow Jones for some reason. I really don't know why, but I'll show you guys in the S&P and the NASDAQ as well. But we gapped up, opened up green, and then as I saw, these red candlesticks start to form and the price continuously dropping and breaking support levels, especially this support level that's drawn out right here. As we broke below that kind of gave me the indication that, okay, the Dow Jones and the overall market could potentially be red today. And then especially as we broke below the 50 SMA, the EMA, and then eventually the 180 SMA. This just kept giving me confirming factors that the Dow Jones and the overall market was selling off today. And I was kind of expecting this, guys, to be honest, because we were at the top of the channel and we did have 3 very strong green days. So I was expecting a pullback day coming soon, and it actually just ended up coming today, right? So we got rejected there. And pretty much we were down about like $300 on the Dow Jones at one point, but we ended up closing only minus 109. So it's going to be interesting to see, guys, if over the next week or two, if we're going to be able to maybe break out of this channel and continue, or maybe reverse and start uptrending, or are we going to continue to trade within this channel and continue to sell off in this little correction that we are seeing in the stock market. And one way to point that out, guys, and one way to confirm whether or not we're going up or whether or not we're going down is to pay attention to this 50 SMA, see whether or not on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, are we going to break below here, this level right here, and continue to shoot down, or are we going to bounce here, push up, meaning that, okay, at that point, we might be uptrending in price, we might be reversing, and it might be time to go long on some of these large cap stocks that have been selling off like crazy, right? So that's what we're looking at in terms of the Dow Jones today, guys, minus $109. And if we look here at the S&P, again, this one's down pretty much the same amount, about 0.6%, actually a little bit more than the Dow Jones, right? Yep, about 0.2% lower than the Dow Jones, down about $17. And this one's actually getting a little bit out of the channel, actually. Actually, no, this is not the correct channel. Let me actually erase this for you guys very quickly and redraw it again, because I have to actually shift the channel for the Dow Jones a little bit. So let's draw it this way. Take a look at that, guys. Pretty much this one played out according to plan as well. We're seeing some consolidation above the 50 SMA. So again, to further, see where the market is pushing, we're going to want to see on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is this going to hover above the 50 SMA and potentially break out of this channel, or is it going to be, breaking below the 50 SMA, continuing the correction that we're currently in? And if we're looking over here at the NASDAQ, very similar, guys. We got rejected by the top of the channel, but we're hovering on top of the 180 SMA here. So we want to see if these major markets, these major indexes are going to break below these SMA indicators before really understanding where the market direction is going to be going. So if they break below, we're going to be pushing down. If they pop up above here, that's going to be a break of pattern, break of channel, and we could potentially be uptrending in price from there and actually reversing out of this correction that we've been in over the past 3-4 weeks at this point. So now that we went over the three major indexes and the overall direction of the markets as of today, the 2nd of November in 2018, let's talk about one trade that I made today where I was able to exceed my daily goal of about 4 to 5% profit and about $200 to $300 to $400 profit if we're looking at the dollar amount. So that trade was in TVIX. Yes, I played TVIX again, and for those of you guys that don't know, I actually took a decent loss in terms of percentage value on TVIX. In yesterday's trading video, I talked about this, but for those of you guys that did not catch that, I was originally in TVIX a couple of days ago, and if we look on this 20-day 1-hour chart, I can show you guys. I was in at about $55. I believe I got in this day. I sold off about 85 to 90% of my position at about $57, so I ended up taking a small profit there, and I actually kept some shares on the table, ended up selling off those shares yesterday. I was down a decent chunk. I forget how much percentage-wise I was down, but I ended up selling the shares at about $48 roughly, so I did lose a decent chunk of percentage value on that trade, but the dollar amount was not much whatsoever in comparison to my overall account, so I'm not really stressing that too much, and I was able to actually gain all that money back today with my TVIX trade and gain a lot more money on top of that because this was a heavier position in terms of shares. And again, the 15% of the shares that I've had on the table in yesterday's trade, they didn't hold too much dollar amount value, but the percentage I lost was pretty decent. So now that I took a heavier trade on TVIX today, I was able to recoup that loss and put some profit on top of that as well. So now to look at where I actually traded TVIX today. If we look back here to the Dow Jones to see how the overall market was reacting, we notice again it popped up a little bit, opened up, gapped up, opened up green, and then we started to see this big sell-off. And again, this opened up my eyes and I was like, okay, the overall markets are selling off. It might be a good opportunity opportunity to trade TVIX today. So how that correlated over to TVIX, as the overall markets were selling off, or, the initial spike in the markets actually shot this one down all the way to about $42.86. And then we noticed that the markets were selling off. They were rapidly selling off, actually, and we popped up above here, above the 180 SMA and the 50 SMA. And this is actually where I ended up taking my first position in TVIX, and I'm scaling into my positions, guys. I talk about this all the time. This is the way I mitigate my risk. I slowly enter into my positions with 3 to 4 increments, or maybe even sometimes 2 increments, depending on what trade or what stock or what ETF that I'm focusing on. And in this situation, guys, I ended up scaling in 3 different times. I got in once as we broke above here at about $44, got in again at the peak here at about $44.92, and then I waited for this pullback and this bounce here on the 50 SMA to get back in at around $45, or to add more at about $45.50. So my average cost position on TVIX, strong cost position at about $45 flat. So I was in here roughly at about $45 flat, and the timing on when I ended up selling this, guys, was actually ridiculous. So I literally sold right before this massive drop, literally like a couple of minutes before. Literally, if I sold it like 5 minutes, guys, I would have missed out, or 5 minutes later, I would have missed out on about like 3 to 4% profit, right? So I actually held through pretty much the entire day because I realized the pattern of the Dow, the overall markets were showing that it was downtrending. I actually did not sell here at this peak. I saw the the lower high here at about $49.40. We realized that that's a lower high from the previous, so that actually raised some signs in my head. I was like, okay, this one's not making higher highs as of now. We started to see the pullback, and I ended up just taking all the shares off the table right here. Literally, I posted it in the Discord chat when I took my profits, and about 5 to 10 minutes later, it shot all the way down. So I'm very happy I ended up taking profits there. And, sometimes that's how it works, guys. Timing is everything sometimes when it comes down to stock market trading, especially trading, guys. Timing is a big thing about it. And if I waited 5 to 10 minutes longer, I would have lost like about $100 to $200 straight off my position. So very solid day for me, guys, from about $45. Literally, I hit a 9.5% trade up to where I ended up selling off. So very strong day. I doubled pretty much my goal for the day. I literally just doubled it because I made my goal, I said, is about 4 to 5% per day. I made about 9.5% in one day. So I was very, very happy about how this trade ended up playing out. So that's pretty much all I did today in terms of trading, guys. I just swing traded that one throughout the entire day. And for those of you guys that have not been paying attention to the overall markets, Apple actually reported their earnings yesterday, and the stock actually fell down 7% today. So I actually posted a poll on my Instagram asking all my followers, do you guys think that Apple's earnings report and Apple's stock falling is going to send the market down today? And actually, most of you guys said yes, and that's actually what I personally thought too, and that's actually what ended up happening. My personal opinion, guys, is that we saw the market fall today pretty much due to Apple falling about 7%. It's crazy how one stock can have so much impact on the entire stock market, but that is exactly what Apple has, right? They have impact on the entire stock market, and they sent down the NASDAQ pretty hard today, right? About 1.4%, down about $102 at the close, and this one's down almost double to triple of what the S&P and the Dow Jones were down today. So, guys, in terms of swing trades, what I'm looking at, I'm mostly going to be playing these inverse ETFs because, like I've been saying in a bunch of the videos, until I see a very strong confirmation of a reversal in the overall markets, say like we pop up here and break above the 180 SMA, I'm not really going to be looking to swing trade any of the large caps like Apple, Netflix, Google, Amazon. These are going to be mostly intraday plays for me, but until we get out of this downwards trending channel, guys, I'm not looking to swing these because why would you want to swing something when the overall markets are in a downwards trending pattern? You're literally asking to lose money at that point. Sure, you can literally swing it. You can swing it overnight if you want to, maybe 1 to 2 day swing trade. But if you're looking to swing trade a stock for 2 to 3 weeks while we're still in this downwards trending channel, you're most likely going to be losing money in the short term, right? But if you want to plan and hold those for a couple of months, who knows what could happen at that point. But me personally, guys, I'm mostly sticking to the inverse ETFs and the market ETFs that we've been talking about. And this upcoming week, I'm really interested in trading DRIP. This one's at a very good dip buy from about peaks of like $11, $10.30 roughly. That's about a 21% profit margin there in terms of DRIP. I'm interested in trading DGAS this upcoming week as well due to the big dip that we had today from about $15 all the way down to $14. And we notice how DGAS is in a pretty much a horizontal pattern as of right now. We can see that based off these trend lines here. So there is a solid margin of profit from, let's say, $14 up to about $15.50. That's about 10% offered in DGAS. So guys, this upcoming week, I'm mostly going to be focusing on the bear ETFs, probably LABD, DRIP. I'm looking at DGAS very heavily. I'm going to be looking at TVIX and the other market ETFs that we always trade on this channel, as because I like trading based off the overall market direction. If the overall market direction is pointing down, I'm going to be trading ETFs and bear ETFs that go up as the overall market is in a bearish correction phase, which it currently is, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you ended up trading this week. How did you do in the stock market? I would love to know, because I love keeping in touch with all the members, all the people in the group chat, and everybody that watches my channel, guys. I really appreciate it and would love to talk to you guys further about what you traded this week. So drop a comment down below, and if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, feel free to do so and join that Discord chat as well as the Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.